Okay, so last time what we did was we were working with these two questions. We worked with the category wise sales, and then we also worked with the shipment part. Okay, now let's talk about this yearly sales and why I asked you not to do it that time. So for example, over here, let it open. So let's do one thing. In the question number 2, it says I want yearly sales, right? If I say I want yearly sales, which are the fields you will be dropping in this visualization? Which fields would you be working with?
Order date.
Order date and sales.
Order date and sales, right? So once we drop order date, what you will see Tableau does for us is it aggregates the date to the year level directly. And then there is a plus sign, which means when I click on it, it's expandable. So it expands to the quarter, it expands to the month, it expands to the day, right? However, when I drop, let's say, order date and I drop sales, which is the chart that I should typically be using to express this data?
Can you
Bar chart?
line?
Oh yeah, line. Now, whenever the year, time, all these things are given, it's typically line because you are looking at the trend of the sales. Okay, from year on year, how has been the trend of the sales? So this is year-wise sum of sales. But what this is giving me is a straight line between 2 years. Do you think our typical sales would be like a straight line between 2 years? You've seen the data sets in Power BI also. Did we always get a straight line? Should we look at it as a straight line?
No, Shani, we can
No,
break
right?
it into quarters.
So we should look at it as a month level or a quarterly level. Little bit detail has to be there in the data. Now, once you click on the drop down of year, you will see these two sections where you have year, quarter, month, day, and you have exactly the same thing at the bottom, year, quarter, month, and day. So what's the difference between these two? Difference you can easily understand based on the examples given in front of it. So let's say I'm picking the first month, the date part of month from the first part. So once I click on it, what has it done? What do you think this is giving me now?
Monthly.
Monthly of which year?
2015,
Why 2015?
it was showing there.
Where?
2000 in the option.
No, I just went over here and I clicked on month. So what is this? This is combined of all the years. So this is total of Jan, total of Feb, total of March, total of April, and so on and so forth. Do you think this is the correct representation or this is how we should analyze our data?
No.
Absolutely not. So you have to understand these are date parts, right? Year, month, quarter, these are called date parts. So what would be more appropriate? Over here, this is not appropriate because it is combining all my years. So if I go back and I pick up the second month, so this is the first month which has the word May in front of it. And over here, if I go, it has May 2015 in front of it. Once I click over here, now this is the correct representation where in each year, it is giving me year-wise, month-wise total sales. So now I can see the up and down in the sales that is there. Correct? Right? Now tell me, if I put order date once again in, let's say, rows, is this good?
No.
Now what should I take over here in the month? Should it be month with the year or only month?
Month with the year.
Month with the year, it's already there. So this is how the representation is. That's why for each year, you're getting a different line. Now, in this case, it would be more sensible for us to pick only the month. So we have different years in the rows and we have months over here. For each year, each month, the different line is there telling us the trend in that particular year. And what's the benefit of this? The benefit of this is if there is any kind of pattern in the data in various years, month on month, then we are able to figure it out. For example, over here, you can see July of each month, there has been a drop in sales. Whatever was the sales in the previous month, which is June, from June to July, there always have been a drop in sales and then a pickup in August every time. So this is like a common kink in all of them. And this would only be visible to you, this insight will only be visible to you if you place it in this fashion. If I had removed this and remove this part and put month as this, can you identify that pattern in this case?
Difficult. No.
Now you can't.
Comparison cannot be.
So depending on what we are trying to figure out in the data, what kind of insights we are trying to find in the data, what we're trying to depict in the data, you will have to understand which kind of summary makes more sense, or which type of chart, how the placement should be. All right.
So, Shani, I understood that the earlier month which you took was a particular year.
Mm-hmm.
And this is this time you have taken month for
This is
all
month
the
and
year.
this one is month, so you can easily figure it out depending on this area. Okay, so over here,
Yeah.
if you see, it is saying 2015. Quarter says quarter to 2015, which means it is going to consider the year also when it's working with the quarter. Right?
Yes, yes.
And in this case, it is considering the month with respect to the year. But if you look up, it says 2015, then it says quarter two. Quarter two means all quarter twos combined together.
Ishani, why does it says quarter 2 or May or 8th?
Because it's only working with that date component. It is not considering the year in the first part.
So Ishani, one question. Why is it showing measures for your date, the order date?
Why is it showing?
Measures and not dimension. If you remove this, yeah, if you see the in the column, it is green. So green is basically measure, right? But it shouldn't be. It should be dimension, right?
It is a dimension, but I did not pay so much attention to the color of the date. Yeah, it turns green, but I don't know why. Didn't pay so much attention why it is turning green over here. It is still a dimension because it's being plotted on this graph over here.
Okay.
Right, but I don't know. Let me check one more thing.
Shani, on my screen, when I turn on the right panel, it shows the under the blue dimension and measure in the green.
Correct.
So it would be
No,
correct
he's
or
asking
not?
over here in the shelf. In the shelf, it's turning green. That's what he's asking.
Yeah, it would be green of mine also.
Yeah, that's what he's asking. Why did it turn green? Because an order date is ideally a dimension. Dimensions are blue. So that's what he asked me also. So this is fine though. I did not pay attention to the color till now that you've pointed out, Seconds, that why it turns green. But yeah, it is still a dimension that it is considering.
Okay.
Because, okay. Try to create this question, guys. Question number 2. Try to create this visualization which has got your year and month wise sales. Try to create this one and let's call it 2A, and also create another visualization where you are going to create to look at the seasonality. Let's say we are talking about over here seasonality in data.
And can you please repeat year wise? I was late. Sorry.
1 second. Seasonality. So hold on. So over here in the seasonality, what you will be doing, remember, I want years in the row, I want months in the column, and then I want trend of each of every year on top of each other so that I can see the seasonality part. Okay. So for that, what we are doing, we are dropping the year in the row as it is. We are dropping the year again in column, but this time we will turn it into single month, not considering the year, only the month of a year, and then we will drop our sales value. Right? And for each one that we have created, we are then going to convert it into a line chart. And it went away. So I'm going to bring my order date once again and drop it in the row and convert this into a month. Okay. Then if you want in your labels, what you can do, you can mark typically things that we do in case of line charts is we try to mark the start and the end, right? Or we try to mark what is the max and the min in each year that we want to indicate. So these kind of labels also we can put over here. So to understand the lowest, is there a trend that lowest was in a particular month? There is no trend over here. Is there a trend that highest is in a particular month? That's not a trend. Okay. So one is this, and one I want you to create is this one, in which you are having month in sales, but this month is in considering the year as well. Ashish, is it clear?
I'm just no, second chart I was not clear.
This one.
Yes.
So
How
we
you
have put the year in rows and only the month component of the date in column without any
Okay.
year component in it, and then sales. Okay. And the labels I have put is for the highest and the lowest sales.
Okay.
Label side is as max and min.
Put max and min. Yes. When you click on label, then you can click on min and max and turn on the labels for it.
Yeah, done.
Everyone done? I see a couple of people have written done.
Done.
Done. All right. Girish, Gunjan, Lalit, Neil, Naveen, Suman, Tarun. Yeah.
Ishani, I am logged in via my mobile because of the internet connectivity, so I won't be able to.
Sure. Yash, done. So the next one is, which are the top 2 countries based on profit? And in the tooltip, put quantity and sales. Now, when it comes to the country, what kind of data type is it? Countries, which data type? Country, state, city?
So geography.
Right?
Geographical.
This is geographical. So which type of chart do you think would be the best suited for it?
Geographical.
The maps. Right? Now there are 2 types of maps over here. One is called a symbol map and one is called a filled map. So how does it work? So if I drop, let's say, country, and I want to look at the sales. So as soon as I drop the country, what it has done, it has picked up the map, and it will pick up the map if you're connected to internet. If you're not connected to internet, it can't avail the map services. So it might not appear. And what it has done right now, it has put just dots in front of, on the top of the countries whose data we have, right? Whatever countries we have, it's put a dot over there. Now, in order to make it work, I also have to drop a measure. So let's say if I drop sales, now what it has done, this is called a symbol map. Now, why is it called a symbol? Because it is using a symbol to depict the measure quantity. So over here, if you see in the legends, it says sales. If it's higher, means bigger the circle. If it's low, the smaller the circle. You already know how to work with the marks card. If it's too small and we want to relatively increase it, we can increase it over here and do work with it, right? Plus, you already know we have shapes also. So if you have any kind of shapes you want to change, or if you have any custom shapes you want to work with, that again you can easily apply from here. So this is your symbol map. Labeling and all, you already know that. Now, if I want to change it into a filled map, all I have to do is click over here. So once I click over here, it becomes a filled map. Now, how does the filled map work? It depends on the color saturation. The darker the blue over here means higher the sales. As it is becoming lighter blue means lower sales. Again, just a understanding, we can edit these colors at any point. So if I want something to go from, let's say, from a green to a red to show better sales versus bad sales very drastically, then I can change the color combinations over here, right? So this clearly tells me that Australia is doing well versus these countries which are very, very red, like New Guinea, Cambodia, Myanmar, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Mongolia. These are the countries, Japan, these are the countries which are not doing so well. Clear? Now, in your field map, you can have only one measure at a time, because what it is doing, it is using the value of the measure and filling your map with the color. But if I wanted to show two things, I wanted to show sales and I want to show profit also. In that case, and if I want to use a map, I can only use a symbol map where I can show the sales as well as the profit. So what I'm going to do in this symbol map, I'm also going to drop the profit. So now the two legends are there. One is talking about the size of the circle. The larger the circle means larger the sales value. And then it is also talking about the color. So if the color is more towards orange, then it is meaning it's making a negative profit. And if it's a darker blue, means it's making a positive profit. So this map is actually telling you two things. It's talking about sales and it's also talking about the profits. So if I have to compare on two measures, then I always use a symbol map. But if it's only one measure that is involved, you can easily use a field map. Is this part clear?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Now
Yes,
the
Ishani,
question
how,
says, yes, go ahead.
Ishani, how are you changing these colors?
The colors you can go when you are on the legend, you will see a drop down over here and you can go to edit colors. So over here automatic is there and the various combinations that you would like to do is there, or you can have a custom sequencing in which you can go and start and end and give. So I typically, typically this is good enough, these set of colors.
Okay, where did you go, Ishani?
Over here, let's say you want to change for the profit. So if you go to the legend,
No, I am not getting that option. Like
you don't have the legend over here.
Same for me, Shani.
So if you don't have the legend, go to one second. Go to analysis and over here you will have legends. Just check mark in front of it.
no, it is disabled first.
In analysis.
No, legends itself is disabled.
Yeah, Ishan, it is disabled for me as
Can
well.
someone share the screen? Saika, Timran, either one of you can share the screen.
Saket, can you please do it because I have joined from my mobile.
Difficult for me as well, means different laptop altogether.
Anyone else who is facing this problem?
I can share my screen.
Can you see my
Yes,
video?
one second. Yes, 1 second. All right. So it is disabled. The reason being you have not dropped any measure. I don't think so there is any measure that you've dropped. You've dropped the country and what else? You do drop the sales. Sum of sales in details, not in details. You're going to drop it, remove details, remove it from the details and just double click on your sales. Remove it from details. Just drag it out. Just drag it out. This also drag it out. Just double click on your sales once. In the measures part, go and double click on your sales.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, now it's gone to the size. Now you go, you will get a legend. It previously it was not either either size or a color to have a legend.
Okay.
Now
Yeah,
it is going to show on
it's-
your right side
yeah.
also.
Yeah, I can see it now. Ishan.
Right?
Yeah.
So it either has to be in a color or a size to create a legend for it.
Got it. Got it.
All right. Okay. Now the question says, I want to find the top 10 or top two countries. So how will we find top 2 countries? What should we do?
Filtering.
We should do filtering on what part we should do filtering? We have country, sales and profit.
Sales.
What do you want to find? Top 2
Profit.
of what?
For
Country.
profit.
Of country. You want top 2 countries, right? So you will put a filter on country. So we will go to country, click on the drop down. You will see the word filter. Once you click on filter, does it remind you of something? Have you seen this window before?
Yes. Yes.
Right? So this is again filtering. But over here, when you are doing filtering, this is little different than what you did previously. So imagine we have a full data that was given to us and we want to work on a part of the data depending on what is the dashboard we are creating or what is the business objective that we have, right? So out of, let's say, 1 lakh rows of data, it got refined to 60,000 rows of data. Now with the 60,000 rows of data, I'm creating my visualizations and my dashboard. In that also we might require filtering, right? So over here in sheets, when you do filtering, it's not filtering your entire data set, is just filtering your visualization. Does it make sense in what I'm saying? One is I'm filtering the data out of 1 lakh. I got rid of 40,000. So that 40,000 will not appear in any of my visualization, right? Out of that 60,000, I might want to show a certain thing in a certain visualization. So I'm further filtering that 60,000, but that does not mean my data is not being used. My data is there. I'm not showing it in my visualization. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So over here, where should I go in order to get the top 2 countries? Which tab? Top. And we will say by fields. We want only 2. And we are doing it based on sales. Sum of sales. So top 2 sum of sales and okay. So I've got the top 2 countries. Now I would like to have it more. I want to remove the profit and I would want to put it on more on. This is bad color. It's look like we are making negative sales. Color combinations are important. Let's pick the normal blue one. Okay, so these are giving me top 2 and then I can also put country in my labels. Now sometimes it may happen that I already have a field over here. It's in detail. I wanted to put in label. So if you remove from here to there, then it's not a good thing. I want this to move to label also. So in order to shift a field, which is already existing someplace to another place, you press control. So if I press control and I shift the country over here, right, it is going to keep this as it is and put the labels on that particular field also. So what I'm trying to say, if I'm using 2 fields, multiple places, rather than picking up from the table on the left again and again, I can reuse these fields. And in order to reuse these fields, you press a control key.
Control key and drag. Oh.
Yeah, control key and drag. Okay. Now, can you finish this question? It says top 2, which I have done along with you. And it says about the tooltip also, that in the tooltip, I want the quantity. Okay, based on profit, I had to do it. And then we have to put quantity and sales. So sales go away, profit comes in.
Done, Ishani.
Done.
Danny Shani.
All right. All right. Now, let me get few more duns. Vivek, Pradeep, Neil, Maheshwar,
Done, Ishani.
Abhishek, done. Tarun done, Lalit done. All right. Now, let's talk about one more thing, that is this area of filters. What is the use of these filters? So let's say if I created something like a category, subcategory, and total sales, and I wanted to make a tree map out of it. So it will look something like this. Easy to understand or not that easy to understand? Is this understandable or no? On previous question, why we need sales in quantity? Because I asked you to put in tooltip. So when you're hovering on top of the country, it is based on profit. So I know China made more profit than India, but I also want to look at the quantity and sales of it. Okay, so this is confusing or easy to understand what you're looking at?
Confusing.
It is very confusing. So sometimes we want to show a lot of things in our charts, but we really don't have space, or when we put it so many things over here, it doesn't look good, right? Another example could be if I wanted to show country-wise sales, then also it won't look good. So what we can do, instead of putting all the information over here, we can put, let's say, category in the filters. And as soon as I put it in filters, it is going to ask me, which one do you want? We want all of them. So I'll click on all and click on OK. Now, this is giving me a tree map based on subcategories for which category? Which category is it showing me? All categories combined. Correct? These are all the subcategories irrespective of which category it is. But I would like to see it on a category level. So what we can do, once we put our field into the filters, we can click and say something like show filter. Once you click on show filter, it is going to create this area on the right side. And why we like this thing? Because it gives a power to the user to be able to filter and look at the data themselves. So if somebody wants to look at only furniture, we click on furniture and we can now see, okay, bookcases, chairs, tables, and furnishings are not doing that great. I can put the sales also into the label. So now the chair, tables, and the labels are coming up over here, right? And if I said, okay, I don't want furnitures, I want office supplies, then again, I get a better idea. If I want technology, I get this. So now it has become a little easier for me to analyze. And if I want overall, I can click on all and get it. Make sense? Much better view,
Yes.
right? And if you also want, we can also put categories and colors in this case so that you understand for each category, which are the subcategories, and within the subcategories, how it is behaving. So again, depends on how and what you are trying to do. Okay. Now, sometimes we want to do this kind of filters. These are called check boxes. What is the relevance of check boxes? That you can have more than one check, right? I can say I want to have furniture and office supplies. But there are times when you really don't want the user to be able to combine two things, because then the insight that your charts are going to give might not make any sense. Like over here, why would I club furniture and office supplies? There's no point of clubbing them, right? They are not even related, like it's not that correlated to each other that they can be put together. Then what I can do is I can change this into a single value list. So once you click on the drop down, you will get a lot of options like single value list, single value drop down, single value slider, multiple value list, multiple value drop down, multiple value custom. So if I put a single value list, it shows me these buttons. These are called the option buttons. What is the beauty of option button? That it only allows you to pick one at a time. So if somebody has picked furniture and they go and select office supplies, now furniture is gone. If I select technology, office supply is gone. If I select all, rest of the information is gone. Okay. Plus, not all the time we would want all also. If I don't want to club all of them and show all the subcategories together, then I can click on the drop down and get rid of this thing in customize, get rid of all values. So once I get rid of the all values, now there is only 3 of them. So you pick either one of them to get the visualization. So this also helps us in easier and getting insights from the visualizations that we are creating. Is this part clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have 3 types, right? We have drop downs, we have list, and we have sliders, right? We have the drop down, we have list, and we have slider. The one that I showed you right now is a list. What is drop down? This is how the drop down looks like. Single value drop down. So instead of showing all the values or the items at one shot, it creates a drop down. Once you click on the drop down, then you will be able to pick and choose the value. Or I may have a slider which looks this like this. So like the slider is there. So if you click on the arrows, it goes to the left side. If you click on the right arrow, it changes to the next item which is available in the list. Now tell me, when should I use a list versus a drop down versus a slider? When should we use a list versus a drop down?
Slider is for
Hey.
timeline.
Slider is basically when you are dealing with numbers or dates, right? Timelines. Because having a slider on a text makes no sense because there's no order which it follows. But if I had it on here, I know after 10, 11 comes, after 11, 12 comes. If I put it on numbers, I know after 10, 20, 30, 40 comes. So there is an order which I can follow. So absolutely correct, Faisal. Slider is used for either numbers or dates. What about drop down versus list?
When we have small
Just can be
Okay.
small.
Small number of items. Small number of items, then I should list. And if there's a large number of items, then we should use a drop down, because it's not just one filter you might be putting, you might be putting multiple filters over here. Now look at one more thing over here. Let's say if I had this once, and let's say I'm going to put my country, and I want to put all the countries, and I want to put state, and I want all the states. Okay. Now, when I am going to show country and I want to show states and I can drag and shift country on the top of state, because it makes more sense to pick a country first and then the state. Which drop down is more suitable over here? Sorry, which type is more suitable over here? The choices?
And drop down.
The drop down is more suitable. And what about over here? This is also going to be a drop down. Now, the beauty of these lists is, since this is already in a hierarchy means they are already related to each other. They know there's a country, inside a country, there's a state, inside a state, there's a city. You will see that if I pick a particular country, I will only get states related to that country. I will not get states outside the country, which makes life very easy, right? Imagine if we picked India and we got Houston and Texas and London over there, then it will be very confusing for the end user. So automatically it understands what is my relevant lists and works with it. Is it making sense what I did?
Yes.
Right. Now, why this happened? Because this was all related to each other through the medium of hierarchy. Now, if there is no hierarchy, then what happens? So let's say, for example, I had country-wise this table, and let's make it a line chart, sorted. And I now want category, all categories, and I want subcategories, and I want all subcategories. Okay, now let's put it over there, show filter and show filter, and I want country on the top. And let me make this as a list and this one as a drop down. Or let me make this as a list also. Okay, now if I pick office supplies, it is going blank. Why? Why is it becoming blank? If I put all, then I'm getting it. But if I'm putting office supplies, then it's going blank. Why?
Because of the hierarchy.
There's no hierarchy in this data. But I know there's a category inside a category, there are subcategories. But it is not exactly put in a formal hierarchy. Now, why it is not coming? Because accessories is not a part of office supplies. Right? If I click on technology, it is going to come. So is this good or bad?
Bad.
This is very bad. Right? So again, what we need to do is a small adjustment in which we can say, when we click over here, we can say, instead of all values in the database, I'm going to pick only the relevant values. So as soon as I do that, you will see when technology is selected, my subcategory list is different versus my office supplies versus my furnitures versus when I click all. Isn't it good?
Good.
Yes.
Amazing.
Amazing, right? And it is done through what? What did I do? I changed over here and I made it only relevant values. Okay. And last part, then I'll make you work on this list, the filter. Last part is sometimes unlike Power BI, where we had put filters and it used to work on all visualizations. Over here, our each visualization is on one page, one sheet. So how do I make sure that this filter that I'm using gets passed on to all? Because I don't want to set up this filter again and again for each sheet. So for that also, what you can do is you can click over here and you can apply to sheets. So you can select the worksheets and you can say, okay, I want to apply to this sheet, and or you want to apply to all the sheets. So that is entirely up to you. But the same filter can be applied to multiple sheets at the same time. Yes. And as long as that multiple value list is typically your check boxes. So if you want check boxes, then use multiple value. If you want option buttons, which is single value, then you pick these. Let's try to do this question now. Analyze
Shani, one more thing
month-wise.
is there.
Yes.
That is wildcard match.
Wildcard is when you are doing, let's say everything, there is office supplies, office furniture, office something. So you want office all to come in, whether it's supplies or it's furniture, then it would be wildcard. Okay, for example, over here, if I say I want multiple values, wildcard match A, say, so what did it do? 1 second, huh? Let me remove the country and put the subcategory over here. So office is. So if I say A star, only appliances and A art has come. Starting with A. Correct? And if I say star A star, then anything which has the word A in is coming. So that's your wildcard. Contains, starting with, ending with, same process. Okay. All right, let's try to do this question before the end of the session so that I know you know how to work with the filters. So it says analyze month-wise, year-wise, country sales. Create it in such a way that user can change the month and the year. So the filter is of which field?
Month and year.
The order date, right? Order date is going to be the filter. And how many filters do you need?
2 filters, month and year.
Filters. Absolutely correct. Let's do this. Done. Can you share your screen once?
Yeah, done, Ishani.
Shweta, can you share your screen? What was the question? Once again, the question was analyze month-wise, year-wise country sales. Okay, create so that user can change the month and the year. All right, you could make slider for both, by the way. You know,
Yes,
sliders
but I
would have
just
been
want
nice.
to- yeah.
Then drop down.
Yeah. Because this is a view that I use on my Tableau KPL,
Okay.
that's it.
But sliders would look really nice. And make sliders. Can you all make sliders, please?
Yeah, yes.
Make sliders. Yep. For the other one also.
And then I have already I've already downloaded few,
Okay.
only one or two, I think.
You stole my icon.
Yes.
This icon looks bigger the better it looks.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Anyone else wants to share the screen? Kshitij, Arshad.
Yeah, can I share mine?
Yes, please. Months there. Perfect. Good. All right.
Thank you.
Great. Anyone else? I know it's the same output, but it's just once you share, you're more confident about what you created.
It's so interactive. This tool is so interactive.
So easy, right?
Yeah, it's so easy.
I
I mean,
when
like now I'm about to propose this to my client that I can have that production server license.
yes.
I
You know,
have
when
that.
I first learned Tableau and I was working with Tableau, I fell in so much love with Tableau after Excel because Excel was painful to do all these interactions, right? Any guest who came to my house had to listen half an hour of Tableau of why I like it so much and why it's such a great tool, whether they were analysts or not analysts, everybody had to go through that drill. And then, you know, my husband had to say, you know, you got to stop talking about only this tool all the time. I'm like, this is so great. I spent nights working on it. It's so easy. I was like, this is wonderful. Best tool ever. It's very intuitive. It's very intuitive. I've never seen a tool so easy to use.
So I have that reader access or view access to my all of my KPIs. I provide the data, but it's
done by
all
someone
the
else.
access are with the client only. But I can now propose this.
Absolutely, you should. It's very fun to work on. And Tableau community, if you guys join, you know, if you become the part of this Tableau, a lot of good people I can, you know, towards the end, I'll tell you some of the good people to follow in Tableau world. It's amazing the kind of work they do. And the community is so strong. You put one question over there, there are 100 people answering the question. Beautiful community of Tableau. Everybody encourages each other. They have something called, they used to call them ambassadors, but now they've changed the name to visionaries something. So it's fun. Very good community.
Ishani, where can we find that community? On LinkedIn?
It's not a group per se, but there are few people who are top-notch people in Tableau, and all they do is give a lot of information, lot of beautiful information they give. So that's what I was saying. I will give you the name of these guys so you can follow. I follow them on LinkedIn and Twitter. So you can also follow them. So any update that comes from them, you get it, and then you get to understand how much more this tool can do for you. So I'll give you the specific names. 4-5 names I'll give you that you should follow them. I follow them rigorously.
Shani, I have done. Can you see if I've done right?
Absolutely, yes. Correct.
It's fine, right?
Yep.
Just one more. I wasn't able to change here in this part. Is this right?
This is right, yeah.
Okay, one moment. Just a minute. Especially here, yeah. I want that field map to be here. So
you can't have a field map. No, you can't have a field map over here because you have two measures, profit and sales. Field map works with only one measure because it can only color. So it can't have two measures in it.
Okay, if I'll remove this, then I can.
Then you get it.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, very quickly for Sanjeet only.
Yes.
Especially for you, huh? You wanted animations in life, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So you have some surprise for us.
Yes. All right. So like what I had asked you to do is put country, and let me read the question once again. Country wise sales and month and year as a filter. So country wise sales And then we have order date in the filter where I want to make it based on the year. I want all. And then I'm going to drag order date once again. This time I want based on month and I want all, and okay. These two are there. Then I want to show them. Show filter. Show filter. And like I said, I would like them to be a slider over here. So I'm going to make it a single value slider, and over here also a single value slider. I'm picking all the months, that's fine. Okay, and I generally tend to like more of field map because I think depending on the symbol, sometimes you have to concentrate a lot based on which size is more, which size is less, versus color gradations are easy visually to find out which is darker versus which is lighter. So I like filled maps, personal preferences filled map. So this is created. Now, let's say what I want is, like somebody had asked me, I think Sanjeev Tony had asked me, what is the use of this page? So what is the use of this page? It kind of creates a mini animation for you. So for example, if I put the year in pages, now if you look over here, it has created that, okay, there is 2011. Once I click over here, it will show me 12, 13, 14, right? But instead of moving it manually by myself, you see there is a stop sign, there is a rewind, and there is a play. So once you play it and you leave it, it automatically keeps on showing this for you. So you could have month, and if you drop the month and the year, not like this, but we can do it as month and year, something like this, and we can play it. So it is going to show us, okay, January 2011, 12. So this is kind of showing us the entire thing of how the sales have changed over a period of time for the specific countries. In certain years, you are seeing that we never sold in those countries. Then we sold. So a lot of, little bit of animation in order to. It just gives you an overview of everything.
It's cool.
Right? I knew you were going to like it because you asked for animation. And I don't know if you guys opened my LMS, and in that I had given you Power BI animation also.
Yes, I have seen that.
Okay, so that's the work of Pages. Pages kind of runs it as a slideshow based on the items of the field that you've dropped it over there.
And can you do once again, pages?
Yes, all I did was I dropped in. I'm going to remove this. Let's say nothing is there in the filter. So remove this. I dropped order date in pages. And instead of having only years, so if you have only years, it is going to give you a snapshot of 11, 12, 13, 14. But what I did, I said, let me get a snapshot of month and a year, or let's make it shorter, quarter and a year. Right? So this is giving me 2011 quarter 1. And if I click on this play button, it just keeps on giving me the others.
Slideshow, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you want to make it faster, this is for making slower or faster. If I click on this, it will move relatively fast.
Yeah.
So these are for controlling your speed.
So Ishani, if we just change the show me to a bar graph, I think that will also look good, right?
One second. Back over here. Let's say. Yeah. We call them racing bars, but not exactly. These are not exactly racing bars, but this kind of visuals are also called racing bars. Right? Okay. Any questions? I hope you guys are also enjoying these tools as much as I love working with them and teaching them. I hope the feeling is mutual for us.
Yes, Ishani, very
Yes,
much.
Ishani.
Great.
Sunny,
It's
are you
quite a
saying-
relief to, very I mean, using easy commands here.
Oh, yes.
Isani, are you saving these files anywhere?
Yes, I'm saving it over here in my desktop file and I will upload it in your LMS.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shani.
That shows me I should have made 2 different files for this. And the best part is we have Control Z.
True.
All right. If anybody has any questions, do let me know. So next time, just to give you a heads up, next time is tomorrow only. What we will be working with, we have done the marks card, we have done this, working with the dates we have done. We will work a little bit again with the calculated field in this area. And I'll tell you a few things about geographical data set also. Sometimes it may plot, sometimes it may not plot. So before the next class, I will be uploading few data sets more in the LMS. Make sure you guys download it and keep it in the Tableau folder so that anytime I'm saying, okay, open this data set and let's do this, we can do it. Okay. And after that, we will be working with something called relationships. This brings us to the part very similar to Power BI, where it's not just one table we will always be working with. We have multiple tables. Like over here in this file also, we have right now been working with one table, it's called orders. But if we wanted to get some insight in terms of orders and people and return, then ideally we'll have to join them together, right? Either join them, union them, some kind of merging has to be done of the data. So how do we do it in Tableau? So that's going to be our agenda next. Before that, we will just quickly go through what are the typical problems we see in geographical data and few things that few fields which we can convert into geographical data, which is originally not a geographical data. Okay, so that's what we are going to do next time. And whatever we have done till today, I will upload it in the LMS today. I'll upload this file over there.
Ishani, can you help me out in one Power BI
Sure.
query?
Sure, absolutely.
My filter isn't working, so
right,
if you can.
So if anybody wants to leave, you can. I'll just stay back and help.
So shall I share my screen?
Yes, 1 second. Let me just write it. And
Shani, stick at the side.
yes.
Once you this Tableau, then you can help with the Sanjeet. Sanjeet, is it okay for you?
Yeah. Wait.
What? I missed it. Yeah.
I have a question in this Tableau only itself.
Sure. Ask. Tell me.
Can I share my screen?
Yes, you may. Anybody who wants to leave can. Okay.
Ishani, where can I find this the changing buttons?
With changing buttons. So you click on show me. Click on show me again on the very top. Click on this word show me. So that collapses it, and in the back end you have it. Play.
It's not taking.
It is just slow. It is. See, it's changing. 2011 Q4. Are you pressing it by yourself, or you just clicked on it and you removed your hand? Remove the cursor from there. It will play by itself.
Okay, it will play by itself.
Yeah, it will play by itself. Once you click on it, it has to play by itself. Just click on stop once and bring it back. Bring it back all the way back. Yeah. Now click on play and remove your cursor from there. Click on the yes. Click here. Remove your cursor from there. Why is it?
Is it working on the manual basis? Because
no, it should not. Just there are 3 more icons on the right. 1 stack, 2 stack. Click on 3. That's it. Don't do anything else. Is it slow?
no, it is working manually.
It's not working for me as well.
It's not working for?
Like I'm also facing the same issue.
You're also facing the same issue. You let me work on your screen once. How is that possible?
Maybe public version don't have the.
No, I have worked on public and desktop both. Public also is the same concept. One second. Where it could be missing analysis.
And Shani, I want to ask one more thing also. Today itself,
Huh?
you have learned as the feature for page linking. Could you please tell us once again if it's possible for you?
Page linking.
Yes.
One second. Let me one at a time. They should correct. Sales. Wow. Why is this not working?
Shani, there is an option in quarters loop playback.
Yeah, but it's not even looping to play back my loop. Why it does not work? Show history, base slider, readouts. I'll have to figure it out why it's not working, because that's the whole point of using these pages, that it kind of run it like a nice little slideshow for us.
Yes, Ishani, it's not working for me as well.
Let me find it out. I'll have to do some research to figure out why it's not working.
Okay, Shani. And one more. About the page linking? Could you please tell us?
Which page link are we talking about?
On the seasonability, you have.
Oh, are you talking about putting filters on multiple sheets?
Yes.
Okay. Let me share my screen for that. So if you have any kind of filters, when you go over here, you can do apply to sheets. So you can do all sheets using the data source, or you can do selected sheets and just check mark in front of the sheets that you want to link the filters to there. So for example, if I do one question number 1 sheet and click OK, now you will see if I go to question number 1, the filter is already there, but I don't have any control over here because it is still controlled by the filters of this sheet. So if I make this 2012, automatically over here, the filter data is for 2012 now. Okay.
Okay, Shani. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Any other questions related to Tableau? No. You want to share your screen, Sanjeev?
Yes, Ishani, just a moment. Ishani, here that this gauge chart, why this filter is not working. I am not able to put any value in it. So what wrong I'm doing here?
Okay, just 1 minute. Start of the month. Let me get the control once. What all you have is so what you have right now is a previous one. These are the values already dropped, right?
Yes.
So you are going to go to add field and you are going to drop your start of month once again in over here. Okay. And these are not, it's not visible. I think it's because of the
Theme.
Did you change the theme and see?
Yeah, but there's no option coming up here.
See, when you change the theme, it's showing up.
Okay, I'm not. Okay, maybe I was not able to drop down anything here.
So start of month. Why we are still getting these options? 1 second.
We can make it again.
What did I drop? This this is my visualization.
Yeah, now it's showing something.
No, but this is not what I want. How come you're getting this one? Wait, what is wrong? Oh, big problem. You have created this as a measure. It's not a measure, it's a column. That's why it's not showing up again and again.
Okay.
Not a measure. It is not a measure. Start of month, basically for each date that you have, you are calculating the start of month. So ideally it's a column that you're creating. Yes, I want to delete this.
I think I was thinking something I'm doing wrong here.
That's okay.
That is why,
It always
my
happens.
that text card wasn't working.
Don't worry, it takes time, you know. Sometimes we are in a flow of creating so many measures that we keep on creating everything as a measure. It's a little technical when it comes over here.
Calendar please.
Okay. Start of month.
Now it's giving an option earliest start of the month.
This is total value. This is previous value. And now we're going to put start of month over here. And now it's giving you the basic filtering. We want top N based on, again, right? Top N based on field, and this is the latest. Fine. Now it's coming.
Yeah. So have you put start of the month twice?
Twice, yes. One for on which field we are putting, and one is what by which value we are putting the.
Okay.
So we are saying find the top one.
Yes. Now
Okay, so
yeah, this was the. I mean,
the main issue was that it was a measure and not a column. That's why you're not even getting top N or something to start.
Yeah, any option to start.
Correct.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Shani. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Take care. See you tomorrow.
Bye.